Fueled by C4, Cellucor, and Extend. Use the code Clydesdale to get 20% off at checkout at c4energy.com. The 2023 season series with some amazing athletes. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Hit that notifier so you're first to know when new episodes are available.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Elena, Pomarici. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Just a reminder, we are sort of wrapping up the 2023 games season with Elena. We've been following her since the Open. You're out of CrossFit Raid. And what city is that in?
It's in Bensalem, PA.
Bensalem, Pennsylvania. Okay. Awesome. So, my dear, talk about last week. During the Open, you did not watch any announcements. You didn't know what the workouts were until Friday morning because the logistics allowed you to sort of disengage for a night and not sort of stress out. I imagine that with quarterfinals, the way the workouts had to be done, you probably took a different approach. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so much different. Like, because the Open, I wanted to like kind of save all that energy for quarterfinals because I knew like, all the workouts are coming out. I'm gonna have to be checking the leaderboard, all that stuff. So I didn't want to like waste all that on the Open and like stress too much about it. So then quarterfinals was definitely different. So Thursday when all the workouts came out, we just basically like checked all the standards and like there was like some funky movements that like I've never done. So we were definitely like just making sure that like I knew what I was doing and that Jay knew how he was judging me and like all that stuff. So
let's dig into some of those movements real quickly before we get into the exact workouts. But you've got wall facing handstand push-ups, and crossovers, right? Were those sort of the two things that took you by surprise?
And the V-ups, but like those I aren't really worried about.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of those at all.
So
do you just start to practice that stuff right away, dig into the standards and try to figure it out?
Sorta, kinda. The V-ups I wasn't really I wasn't worried about because I was a gymnast and did like a million V-ups. So I like knew I could do those. The wall facing handstand push-ups, I remember like back when me and Aaliyah trained together, I think we like were like screwing around and like practiced them like one time, like 2 years ago.
Okay.
So those I like never really had done. And then I had never done crossover singles before. But I didn't start like I warmed up like how I normally warm up. And then I did the ring muscle up workout first because I knew that was going to be like a really tough workout for me. So I wanted to do that fresh. So I didn't warm up the crossovers or anything until after I finished that workout.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so I just warmed up how I normally warm up.
Out of the way.
Yeah, tried the like wall facing push-ups. I did like 3 in a row and I was like, oh, okay, these are really hard. Yeah, so I just knew I was gonna have to break that up a lot, but I didn't even play with the other movements until after I was done.
Okay. Were you able to pick up the crossovers?
No. So that ended up being one of my best finishes actually. But so I finished the ring muscle up workout and just barely got through the 21 handstand push-ups, which like for me, I was like, that's actually really good because at the time I was like, this is gonna be my worst finish, so like whatever. And then I started doing the crossovers and I had my RPM route and I couldn't even do one, like at all. And
when you say RPM, you're talking like thin metal cable, right? Like a speed rope.
Yeah, like a double under rope. Yeah, so like Chance was trying to teach me how to do it because he's really good at jump roping, and I was just like couldn't figure it out. And then there was another guy at the gym doing quarterfinals. He's one of the coaches, and he couldn't figure it out either. So we both were like, we're literally not going to get past the first round. But then
did you rely on social media at all? Did you like go on Instagram and check out like RX Smart Gear stuff? I know they have a lot of content.
Then next, I just like watch a lot of YouTube tutorials too, like on them. And then the next morning, I saw that everybody was using beat it ropes. And
Mhm.
then I sent Chance to Target, like,
Babe,
literally
I
in
need a
doubt.
beaded rope.
Yeah. So I woke up on Friday morning. I saw Adrian Bosman with a beaded rope, and then I saw other athletes. So like I sent them to Jay, and I was like, "Hey, we need to get a beaded rope." And he was like, "Okay, Walmart or Target or something." So we go into the gym. We did the clean and jerk workout, and then like we immediately finished. And I was like, go call Target. So like he called Target. They had one. He ran over there, came back, and then within like a half hour, like 20 minutes, a half hour, I started that workout and
Mhm.
could immediately do them with the beaded
Good.
rope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I was like not expecting that though. Like I was like getting sets unbroken, and in my head I was like, let's go. But I was trying not to get like too excited.
That's exciting. Yeah, that is
I was just like
exciting.
looking at Jay, like, do you see me? Like I'm doing it.
"Hey, Ma, look at me." That's great. So, was that your 2nd workout then or your 3rd?
That was
Or
actually my third. So I did the clean
3rd?
and jerk one in the morning. That's the workout I'm not happy about, but
Okay, why? How come? Let's talk about it.
I
Let's regurgitate all the feelings from last week that
I've
you
already
you
talked
forgot
about it a
about.
lot
Let's
too.
rehash.
But so basically, like I was warming up to 185 and like felt good, like looked good. Like power cleans, like I feel like I do like I definitely underestimate my strength a lot, and I pull really, really high with the bar. So like I was pulling it like to my eyeballs essentially.
Mm,
And then like getting under it, it was like crashing on me a little bit. But like I power clean and split jerked all of them just
okay.
because I'm so comfortable in a split jerk. So I just was like, I'll just do that. So it'll be like faster, honestly. Um, but then like when I started the workout, I was so conservative in, like, how I was, doing it, like, I wasn't really pushing because in my head, I was like, "You can't fail a rep, because if you fail a
Mhm.
rep, then you're gonna waste so much time." So, like, I was so nervous to fail a rep that, like, I wasn't even going for it,
You were holding back.
and yeah, and I didn't really realize, like, because you only know how you feel, you don't really know, like, what the lift looks like,
Sure.
so I felt like, it felt like okay every time I picked it up, but in my head, I was like, "This is gonna be heavy. This is gonna be heavy," which is like not a good mindset. But
Mm,
and it wasn't until like towards the end of the workout, like the round of 4, that Jay like was like, "Hey, like you're fine. You're pulling it high. Like get on the bar." And then after he said that, then I like got on the bar,
mhm.
and it was fine. But like I finished that workout, and I was like, "Oh, I need to redo that because like that was like not my best." Um,
Okay.
and it's also hard because, like, you don't really know how fast you're supposed to be going. So, like, if
Sure.
you're in an in-person competition, like, even if I
You
don't
can
think I
gauge.
can, if I see a girl next to me doing it, like, I will get on the bar
Yeah.
because, like, you have that, like, feedback. But in my head, I was just like, "Okay, this is heavy. This is a heavy workout." Like, I didn't really know how hard I should have pushed it, I guess.
Yeah.
And then I, like, looked at the video and I was like, "Oh, like, all of these reps are perfect." Like, I'm, like, literally not even like
You
I
weren't
need to do
struggling.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you
So,
repeat it?
I tried to repeat it 4 different times.
Shut up.
Um, yeah,
Elena,
I know.
when?
So,
4
I
different times? Girl.
actually, like, low key 5, but really 4. Like, I warmed up to 185.
I
I
love
warmed
you.
up to 185 4 times, but then, like, there was a 5th time where, like, I just kind of warmed up my clean and jerk, but I didn't actually get to 185 because I stopped, but okay, so did the clean and jerk workout, um, was, like, not happy with it, and also when I do power cleans, like, because I pull them so high I think it's, like, a little bit of a disconnect because I don't really again, like, I think I need to trust myself a little bit more because
Mm,
I pull so, so high, and then if I get under it just the littlest bit, it's like a muscle clean, like,
right.
it crashes down, and then
Crashes.
I sometimes get, like, pain in my trap and, like, my neck.
Mhm.
So, I was feeling that a little bit towards the end of the workout, but I was like, "Oh, you know, whatever." So, did the crossover workout, that went a lot better than I thought. which was cool. And then I rested like probably like an hour or something and warmed up to 185 again. Hit it probably like 2 to 4 times, and every time I was doing the clean, I just felt all that pain like come up my neck and trap.
Yeah.
And that's something that like I've pushed through that before and I know I can push through it, but like Justin was like, "Okay, well, like you still have workouts you have to do that you need a
Right.
score
Right.
for. So, I don't know if it's smart to like push this now because like it can get to the point like I've had it before when I was doing like cycling push press or something. I get that a lot just when it crashes down on my
Mhm.
collarbones. And then like you ever get it where you like can't turn your head like at all?
Yeah. Did that happen?
Yeah. Yeah. It
Oh.
didn't. But
Oh,
it
didn't
didn't
but you were
happen, but
worried that
like
it would.
I was worried that was gonna happen and then I was like,
Yeah.
okay, then I'm really not gonna be in a good place to like push workouts.
Sure.
So I left the gym that day like feeling like not great because like I wanted
But
to
that
redo
clean and
it and
jerk
then
workout, when was that due? That clean and jerk workout was
it was due
due
the following
till
day at
Saturday.
3.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you had
So I
some
did have
time to
time.
think about it.
Yeah. I had time, but it was just like I knew I would have to do like 3 workouts that next day
Right.
before 3 and it was just like it was kind of stressing me out a little bit. So, but I knew like okay, right now like physically this isn't smart. So,
Yeah. So question real
um
quick. Do you have a PT
yeah,
or a body work person?
I do. So, I made an appointment with him. He's actually a member at the gym I coach at. So, his name is
Okay.
George. He's awesome.
Was he on call for you
So
on Friday or Saturday or Sunday?
Saturday. So Saturday
Okay.
morning, I went. So I left the gym, you know, Friday night, whatever, wasn't feeling great. And then woke up Saturday morning. I went there to him and he
Okay.
helped. Like he worked it out. Like he does like a lot of cupping stuff. We did a lot of like manual therapy, like some soft tissue work. And went to the gym and I started warming up for the clean and jerk workout again. And this point, I didn't get even past. So I had to do the clean and jerk workout, I had to do the deadlift workout, and I had to do the rowing workout.
Right.
And my coach wanted me to do the rowing workout last because the GHTs, because he thought like the GHTs and the V ups were gonna like crush my core. And then if I were to do the muscle ups after that and the rope climbs
Yeah.
after that, he was like, oh, that might not be smart because it's not really a strong move like those aren't strong movements for me anyway.
Mhm.
Whereas like the GHD row, like that's a really good workout for me. So he's like, just put that last. Um, so I started warming up for the clean and jerk, and like I still felt it even with like 85 pounds.
Mhm.
So I was like, okay, it's not over, but let me do the deadlift workout now, get that over
See.
with.
Yeah. Right.
Did that workout. That workout was like my worst placing, but for me, like I know that every movement in that workout was like not a great movement for me. So
Yeah.
it was
So
kind
it's
of
a
like
win
one of
for
those
you.
moments. Yeah, yeah, where it was like, okay, like I don't know how much better I can do on that workout at this point. I had a lot of injuries in the off season that kind of prevented me from doing rig stuff too. I had like really bad
Mhm.
elbow tendonitis and stuff. So I was just like, okay, like that's fine. Tried to do the clean jerk workout again. This time did warm up to 185 and made Chance warm up to 275 with me.
Mhm.
um, and it just still, yeah, it still was really bothering me. And my coach was like, okay, like I think he just like kind of saw it on my face and he was like, okay, stop, you're doing the row workout. So did the
Right.
row
That's normal.
workout. Um, like, you know, sold my soul at the end of the workout and then like cooled down on the echo bike and Justin was like, okay, like are you done, like do you feel good, like are you good, and I was like, no, I'm gonna try it again because I have time, right? So that was like it was like 210 at this point, maybe 215,
Mhm.
and I had to put in my 3. So put in my like started uploading my videos and stuff, so that way that was done. Warmed up to 185 again, and I felt it a lot, but you know, I was just like, okay, just start the camera because I need to at
Yeah,
least try it.
gotta try.
So I started the camera. I did 5 burpee box jump overs, failed my first clean, which I have never failed that. Like I think it was just like I knew it was gonna hurt and I was scared. So like I
Yeah,
failed my first clean and I just like looked at, at Jay and I kind of like laughed and he was like, "You're fine. Just get back on the bar." And I'm like, "All right." So I like went down to like clean it again and it was like I got in position and then it was almost like my body was like, "No, like you're not
yeah.
lifting this." And that's like never happened to me before.
Wow.
But I was like, "Yeah, we're done." Like I'm not like I made a commitment to myself too going into this weekend that I was so injured last year, like going through semis, and it took me the whole off season, like until Green Beret, to
Right.
recover from like stress
Yeah,
fracture in my foot. Both of my elbows had extreme tendonitis, and I was just like, I'm leaving this weekend not hurt. Like I
yeah,
need to be able to train consistently. So,
good.
um,
Was that
yeah.
hard?
So like that was
That hard to get to in your mind?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Because like and also like I pushed through so much like physical pain last year with
yeah,
all the injuries that like I know I can, you know? And but it's like a weird like balance of like, okay, when is it like actually worth it and like when is it not? And like if I were to push through that or even so then Saturday night I was like, okay, I need to redo the deadlifts rope climb workout. Like I need to like
mhm,
leave. But I had already placed so bad on the clean jerk one that like me and Chance were doing the math and he was like, okay, like
mm.
you're
Right,
still like, yeah, you could be in the maybe you can be in the 80s or something, but it's like, okay, like you're still not top 60. So like
right,
again,
right.
don't risk it and hurt yourself. Like get an off season. Like
Right.
I haven't
A
had a full off
healthy
season
off season.
ever because last year was my first season. We made it to
Mhm.
semis and then I couldn't really train for 2 to 3 months with my elbows and then 2 months later I stress fractured my foot. So it was just like
Right.
I yeah, so he kinda talked me out of that one because I was, like, ready to go back and do it. But yeah, no,
Chance
it's
of, like,
definitely, like
releasing.
yeah, yeah, it's definitely a hard balance, but, like, I know also that, like, that's the smart and rational decision because if I were to hurt myself and make semis, then it's like, "Okay, now you're hurt, you made it, and you're gonna have a
Now
shorter off season, and you're still on the bubble." So it's
right,
like,
right, right.
it doesn't even make sense.
Very mature decision. Um, 2 of the 5 you placed in the top 60, right?
Yeah.
2 of the
Yeah.
5, okay.
Those are the 2 fitness workouts, like cardio, like
Mhm.
fitness.
Okay.
Um, which is cool to know like that's there, you know?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
my capacity is definitely there. My gymnastic skills just like I need to get more confident, one, but I also just like need to improve my capacity. And then the weightlifting workout, like that just should have been a lot better than it was. That was more like execution.
Right, like
Um,
circumstances.
yeah. Yeah.
So, we were supposed to meet yesterday, but we didn't because you had a meeting with your coach.
Oh yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
little was this a little like, "Okay, guys, here we are. What's next?"
Yeah. Basically.
Do you wanna talk a little bit about
So
what's next?
yeah, so I like we both kind of like wrote out like our thoughts post like quarterfinals, and just like takeaways and also like next steps. Um, we both were like we're always like pretty much on the same page.
Mhm,
But um one like we talked about like you said, like the 2 workouts I did place really high in. So I can definitely like hang with those top level athletes and like my capacity is there.
yep,
But definitely like in regards to the clean and jerk workout, um, just like going for it in workouts and like taking risks in workouts is definitely something that I need to work on. Because both in the clean and jerk and the gymnastics workouts, like it's always like, oh, I'm nervous to get back on the bar because I don't want to fail the rep. When in reality, like, I'm fine. You know what I mean? Or
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
I'm nervous to get back on the rope because what if I fail a rope climb? Like, so like that kind of stuff. So I need to like learn how to express my capacity on those higher skill workouts. Because right now, if it's like a wall ball workout or dumbbell snatch or rowing or squatting, it's like, okay, like I'm not gonna fail a wall ball. So like I can like go for it a little bit more and like take risks. But then the other part of that too, I feel like, and we talked about this like at length yesterday, was that like I've never been at this level before, obviously, and have never been around others at this level. And Jay has never coached anyone at this level. So it's
Mhm.
kind of like, it's like a little bit the blind leading the blind.
Yeah,
Um,
that's fair.
so he was like, "You definitely need to talk with some other, like, high level athletes, like, in the area, and even if it's once a month, like, train with them just to get that push," because, like, at Green Beret, it's like, okay, like, completely different athlete. Like, I love
Mm.
competing in person, I love having people next to me, like, I will go for anything. Like, I'm, like feel like I'm a very, like, aggressive competitor, but then
Yeah,
when you're by yourself in the gym, it's like, you don't know, like, I don't trust myself enough to push, but if I see somebody else doing it, it's like, "Oh, yeah, I can do that too." Like,
yeah.
um,
And
so
and
I'm definitely
honestly
going to.
and honestly, Elena, like, you just don't have the experience either. I mean, you just haven't been doing
Mhm.
this long enough that it's
Yeah.
not like this innate feeling in your head that, like, you have to push harder or you have this,
Yeah.
good understanding of what the elite times are or what the elite,
Yeah,
strategies are and things
for
like that.
sure.
So, I'm super excited that you guys sort of explored that option of
Mhm.
getting out and working with some other athletes, maybe even some other coaches, to just
Yeah.
get all that exposure because it's
Yeah.
just gonna be data that you can use and experiences that are gonna help build on, a pretty awesome foundation that you already have.
Yeah, for sure, because it's just, like, that's definitely a huge missing part. Like, the other missing part is just, like, my gymnastics capacity, but again, like, I didn't really get time to work on that anyway, so, like, I know, like, the physical stuff is going to come. Like, I'm very confident with that, especially with, like, how good my capacity is right now. It's like, okay,
Mhm.
like, that's gonna come. I think that, like, more of the mental stuff and more just, like, getting the experience because even like me and Jay talked about like that clean and jerk workout specifically. And I basically said like you knew like you eventually discovered like or thought like I was going too slow. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
But
mhm.
if he had been around more high level athletes, he would have known way earlier like this is too slow of a pace, like you need to go for it. And even if
Right,
he tells me to go for it because that's the right decision and I fail a rep, like that's fine. I would rather risk it than
right, and
because
it was
now I
him
went too
telling you.
slow and I still didn't make it, right? So
Yeah,
it's like
yep,
if I go too fast and I screw up, I'd rather that than like be too conservative. So he and again, like he hasn't been around
right,
many high level athletes either, so he doesn't really know yet, as well. So I basically like we had the conversation of like, like even if you think that I'm going faster, that like I might not be able to hold a strategy, like push me a little bit more to like do so, and like let's just try to be more aggressive in workouts because I think it's gonna
mhm.
help a lot.
Yeah. Well, and the nice thing is, you get to practice that in training, right?
Yeah,
Like you can
for
you can
sure.
practice that in training and there aren't really any consequences to figuring that out.
Yeah,
You're just gonna
yeah.
get better. It's not gonna, show up on a leaderboard or a scoreboard or anything like that. So
Oh yeah,
that's pretty
for sure.
exciting.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
like, after our meeting,
love
I
it.
was, like, so fired up.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah,
How was your nutrition over the weekend? Did you feel pretty well fueled?
good. Yeah, that I mean, that's also been a huge thing. So, like, I've only really been, like, committed to that for, like, 2 months now. It was, like,
Mhm.
right before Green Beret when I, like, really started to, pay attention to fueling my body, like, adequately for, like, what I was doing, and I definitely think that that was like on point this weekend. So I was really happy with like how I planned out all of that. Um and I'm just really happy with, like, how I felt the past 2 months, like, after, like,
Mhm.
increasing all my food, and I'm just excited to, like, keep that up through the off season and through training, because I just think that's a huge part of it, and that's a huge part of why, like, my joints were so beat up last year. So,
Yeah.
I'm really excited to just, like, continue to work with Meredith and fuel my body and just push hard in the
Mm.
gym.
What did this week look like? Did you take it easy a little bit, or were you right back into
Yeah.
things?
Yeah, no, I definitely took it easy, because I was, like, mad, obviously, right? I, like, at, like, Saturday night, I was like, "Chance, I wanna do a workout." Like, I was just like, "I wanna work out right now." Um, but also, like, I feel like I'm definitely like, last year, I was a lot more emotional, whereas, like, I probably would have acted on that and crushed myself even more and then
Mhm.
probably gotten hurt, you know?
Okay.
But I
Yeah.
feel like this year, it's like, I s like, the fire is still there for sure, but I feel like I can, like, definitely, like, step back and be like, "Okay, but that's stupid, and you're going to rest," and I took Sunday off. Um, Monday, I also took off. So both those
Good.
days, like, I mean, me and Chance, like, we'll go on walks, we play basketball, like, we're moving
Sure,
around,
you're
but
active.
definitely like no CrossFit. And then Tuesday we did like echo bike and running, and that's it. And we got new floor at Raid, so I helped Jay put the mats out. So
Okay,
that
that's a
was some
workout.
good that was some good movement. Um, he was like, "You don't have to help," and I was like, "No, no, no, I have to because if I don't, I'm going to keep working out."
Right?
Um,
Right.
yeah. So that was good, and then yeah, wait, what day is it? Oh, today's Friday. Wednesday, I did Wednesday, I did some CrossFit.
Okay.
Like I did some light lifting. I did a short workout and then off yesterday. And then like starting today is probably gonna be a little bit more volume. Maybe tomorrow too. And then like next Monday is gonna be like, okay, we're back. So I wanted to take this whole week to just kind of like decompress and like my body, but also just like reflect and make sure like me and Jay have that meeting and kind of get everything set for this next phase.
Okay. Any big changes for
Yeah.
you work-wise or anything like that? You're not are you moving? Are
Not
you cutting back
really.
hours?
Right now, everything's gonna stay pretty much the same. I'm still coaching. I coach 3 days a week in person, and then I have my nutrition like coaching program. So I'm the only one at Hugo who does that right now. So I run the
Okay.
program there. So it's just I'm just still working on building that. I mean, it's very nice with to have that with training because it's so flexible
Yeah.
and I do a majority of my meetings like virtually on Zoom. So it's just nice to you know, kind of tailor my schedule around training as well. And then that's probably going to allow for me like last year I did a lot of just like long sessions, like 4 to 5 hour sessions.
Mhm.
Um but this year I'm definitely going to, and this is all in my control because I can, you know, change my schedule around.
You have
I'm
the
definitely going to try to
flexibility, yeah.
separate some of my sessions just so that way like I have a little bit more focus throughout the week and so I can improve my recovery and stuff like that. So most of the things are going to stay the same. I'm probably going to look a little bit deeper into my schedule and when I'm doing what pieces and that kind of stuff. But
Mhm.
yeah.
Any local comps coming up? You gonna throw down a little bit, just
Um
have fun?
I definitely should.
Mm.
I think I want to do well, Metcon Rush is in August,
Okay.
but I definitely want to do that because that's an individual comp, and I know there's like a lot of good athletes that go to that one. Aaliyah's done it so many times, so I definitely am
Yeah.
gonna do Metcon Rush. Um, and then we did SummerSlam last year as a team. And that's a team of four. We might do that one again. That one's mainly just for fun.
Sure.
Um, but it was cool because, like, we had our semifinals team there and also, Tracy and Rachel from Explode, like, they had their Explode semifinals team there too, and
Oh,
then
cool.
Max Cutler was
Mhm.
with Karis, so it was like we had 3 really good teams, so, like, that was a fun comp because, um, it was just, like, fun to compete with them
Yeah.
on, like, a much lower, like, stakes level, so
Mhm.
that was fun. We'll probably do that again, and then me and Chance wanna find a like, a male-female comp for fun because I think that
That'd be
would be a
cool.
lot of fun.
Those are hard to find
Yeah.
around here, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't really found any good ones, so, I mean, we'll look out,
When you get
but
old, they have them for masters a lot, but usually in that
oh,
open
yeah.
division, there have a lot of co-ed ones. Yeah, maybe I'll have to
Yeah,
put one
I
on
feel
here.
like it's, like, individual and, like, team of 4 mainly,
Yeah.
that I see, but, I mean, right now, like, I definitely wanna do Mech on Rush just 'cause it's an individual competition, and,
Mm.
like, I wanna give myself some time to really get in a groove with training, again, so
Yeah,
I'm just so excited to
August would be a
train.
really good time to test that too. You figure
Yeah.
between now and then, you've got a solid, 4 or 5 months to get ready for it,
Yeah,
so
for
that'd
sure.
be
For sure. So that'll be a good
any
little
fun
checkup too.
plans? Any fun plan this spring?
Fun?
Spring break? Any trips?
Um,
What do you guys do for fun?
not not entirely, but we I my family has a shore house,
Okay.
so we basically just will go down there to like escape. So we're going down this weekend. Me and Chance are going down after we train on Saturday. So
Where is it?
just it's in Ocean City.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is, like, my favorite time of year to go down because, like, it's dead, no one's down there,
Yep,
it's great.
yep.
So
Couple random
quiet.
places are still open, but it's not super crowded and
Yeah, yeah, it's
yeah.
just so nice to, like, walk around, so but, yeah, we pop down there during the summer, we don't have anything, um, else planned, but
Okay. Well, you're gonna be
but,
busy
yeah,
training.
I am, and I can't wait.
We can't wait either. Um, we have had such a nice time getting to know you, talking with you, talking about your experience. Um, you're just fun to hang out with, so we're
Aw,
gonna keep this
thanks,
up,
Kat.
and we'll stay in touch for sure.
Okay.
One of these days, I'll drop into raid when I can get my
Yeah, for
Friday
sure.
morning shit together, and, we'll go from
Okay.
there. All right?
That sounds good.
All right, you be good.
Thank
Thanks
you.
so much for hanging out with us, and we'll see you soon.